And, is this maybe talk a little bit more about the context that we're in terms of how politics, feels, and is that something that's changed, I guess, over the past, few decades, would you say?
I think it's changed for the worse, unfortunately. I think social media has had a very sizable impact where people say just about anything, regardless of how awful and offensive it is. But I remember when I was in public life between 1984 and 1999, it could be tough, and it was tough. There were moments in question period that were embarrassing because people stepped over the line of being honorable. But I can tell you that back then, we used to still work together with the opposition, or when we were in opposition with the government, we'd still be able to cut deals on bills, on regulations. At committees, we would often have unanimous reports, which meant that when you got a unanimous report coming out of parliamentary committee, that was almost a guarantee that that was going to translate into new laws or new regulations. Today, a unanimous report is almost unheard of because back in my day, it was high politics and high showmanship in question period. But when you went to committee, you didn't have as much politics. Initially, the cameras weren't on, and so people weren't playing to the TV audience. They were doing the country's business. And today, the committee is almost reflective of question period. I remember appearing long after I had served in my capacity as CEO of the Canadian Electricity Association. And it was incredible how partisan and how political the members were in the face of something called electricity, which is important, but shouldn't be the subject of political bickering. And yet it was. So the culture has gone downward. So, when governments go low, opposition parties sometimes go lower or vice versa. So we need to raise the level. So there's two things when I look at our political culture. One, we need to reduce the toxicity of our political debate.